Hello, welcome to Wednesday afternoon right here at Paulstutorialservices.com, Paulstutorialservices.com, where we make learning fun and enjoyable. Welcome to Maths Lab. We are here for you. We are here to serve you. Remember to always share as wide as you can. Click the follow button, invite your friends, invite your colleagues to learn something, invite your children who are in school and now in summer break to learn something right here at Facebook. Find something useful to watch on Facebook. Find something useful to watch on Facebook, Paulstutorialservices.com. Visit my Facebook page at Paulstutorialservices.com, where we make learning fun and enjoyable. As always, remember to visit my YouTube channel. Use the handle at PaulYongo1009, at PaulYongo1009. That's my YouTube handle. At the same time, we are at ING. We are at ING Instagram. You are using the handle YongoPC right there. You can find us Paulstutorialservices.com. We are also on Instagram. Instagram. So without wasting much of your time, please don't forget to register for tuition, and also keep learning. So let us see what we have. Actually. Bought new Sharpies. Remember last time my Sharpies were letting me down. The weather is too hot. It keeps the Sharpies dried up. The weather is too hot. It keeps the Sharpies dried up, so it becomes difficult to write on the board. So I had to rush to the store and get me a packet of new ones. So let's see if we can simplify. We continue to simplify. And remember, last time we were learning about if you miss what we learned yesterday, we learned about factoring the polynomials, and we did quite a number of examples to make sure we master the subject. We did quite a number of examples to make sure we mastered the subject. Remember, the first thing to note is to factor out the GCF, and also to look at the most common numbers that are appearing within a combination or the polynomials, for you to be able to factor it right. So for today, let's see how we can simplify. Let's do some simplification today. And I got some examples right here. For example, if you are given 1 over h, okay, 1 over h, and this h has been raised to the power of -4. So we've been given 1 over h raised to the power of -4. How do we simplify that? Now, to simplify that, we are going to say this is equal to 1 over h raised to the power of -4, which is also equal to, now are we going to, remember I told you there's always a coefficient of 1 somewhere when you be given a fraction like that. There's always a -1 somewhere. So we're going to make use of that -1 somewhere. So this one is already, we have h here, so we have a negative, and we have a negative right here. So this negative, we're going to make it -1. So now So now there's a negative 1 somewhere beside that h. So now this is supposed to, we are going to put negative 1 in the bracket, but we're going to put the negative 1 in the bracket. Remember, the negative 1 is always invisible, so we don't even need to write it, but we're going to use a negative sign. We're going to use a negative sign, and now that negative sign we're going to multiply by this negative 4 right here. So there's an invisible negative 1, but we're not going to write it there, so we're just going to assume there's a negative 1 there, which is invisible. And so now that negative 1, we're going to multiply by negative 4, which is the coefficient given for h. We're going to multiply that by negative 4, which is the coefficient given for h. And now what do we get when we do that? What do we get when we do that? Now when we do that, we get h is equal to, now when we do that, when we do that now, therefore we have h multiplied by negative 4 right there. Now we have h multiplied by negative 4. So now we have this h right here, and then there's a negative, so we multiply it by negative 4 in bracket. So now we have this h, and then there's a negative right here, and that negative we multiply by negative 4 in bracket. Now remember, when you multiply a negative by a negative, the end result is a positive. When you multiply a negative by a negative, the end result is a positive. Therefore, what do we get? So when we do that, then we get h to the power of negative. We get h to the power of 4. We get h to the power of 4. And that is because now this negative has cancelled with that negative. So now we have h to the power of 4. And another thing to note now is that the bracket is gone. The bracket is gone. So therefore what we have left now is now therefore our answer. Now therefore for us to arrive for an answer, we're going to say 1 over h raised to the power of negative 4 is equal to h to the power of 4. 1 over h raised to the power of negative 4 is equal to h over 4. 1 over h raised to the power of negative 4 is equals to h over 4, and therefore h over 4 is our answer. H over 4 is our answer. Now you can see how we simplified that. You can see how we simplified that. Comment something under the comment section if there's any clarity beyond that you may need, or comment something under the comment section. But I hope you followed that. Let's do another second example real quick. Let's do another second example real quick as we carry on, so that we master our simplification, So now let us see what we get next. So now we have now we have 4 over x raised to the power of negative 5. So now we have 4 over x raised to the power of negative 5. 4 over x raised to the power of negative 5. So how do we do that? Now you find that we are going to do some multiplication right here. We are going to do some multiplication. And what are we multiplying? We are multiplying the numerator by the denominator. We are now multiplying the numerator by the denominator. We are multiplying the numerator by the denominator. So now, therefore, we have 4 multiplied by x raised to the power of 5. 4 multiplied by x raised to the power of 5. So now when we do that, then we have that's like saying 4, that's like saying, when we do that, then we have 4x raised to the power of 5. When we do that, then we have 4x raised to the power of 5. So notice what has just changed. Notice something has changed. So when we do that, we have 4 raised to the power of when we do that, then we have 4. When we do that, then we have 4 raised. When we do that, then we have 4x. Then when we do that, then we have 4 multiplied by x to the power of 5. When we do that, then we have 4 raised to the 4 multiplied by x raised to the power of 5. And you will notice that something has changed there. Something has changed there, and that is the negative sign. The negative sign is now gone. The negative sign is now gone, and that is because we are multiplying. So when you are multiplying, then the negative sign is gone. That's like this division sign has taken care of the negative sign. That division sign has taken care of the negative sign. So now, just note that we are multiplying. So we are multiplying. So we are doing some multiplication. So we do multiplication. So now it's 4 multiplied by x to the power of 5, which give us, 4 multiplied by x to the power of 5, which give us 4x to the power of 5. So now you can see, now it has given us 4x to the power of 5, 4x to the power of 5. Therefore we can say that, 4 over x to the power of negative 5 is equal to 4x raised to the power of 5. 4x raised to the power of 5 becomes our answer. So therefore we can say that 4 over x raised to the power of negative 5 is equal to 4x to the power of 5 is equal to 4x to the power of 5. So now this right here becomes our answer. That right there becomes our answer right here at Paulstutorialservices.com, coming to you live on our Facebook page, Please remember to share. As we do a few more examples, and this time we're going to deal with exponents. We're going to deal with exponents, and we are going to rewrite without using negative exponents. We are going to write expressions without using negative exponents. So now, let me erase the board real quick. I look for a black Sharpie, but I got a better deal with the colored ones. But I may still have to go back for a black Sharpie. So hope you can see even with the green one. I got a mix of colors. So I had I had orange. You can see I have orange right here. And then I also have that green you just seen. And also you can see I have yellow. I have yellow and pink. I have yellow and pink right here at Paulstutorialservices.com, making some investment for you guys. Remember to support this service. Remember to subscribe this service to keep this service going. Subscribe for this service. Support this service to keep this service going. So let us continue working on this. Now rewrite without using negative exponents. So now we are being told to rewrite, okay? Rewrite without using negative exponent. Rewrite without using negative exponents. Rewrite without using negative exponents. So now, rewrite without using negative exponents. So now let us see how we're going to do that. So now we've been given x raised to the power of negative 6 over y raised to the power of negative 7. So now we have x raised to the power of negative 6 over y raised to the power of negative 7. This one seems familiar, looks like we've done it before, or it just looks familiar, but let us see how we're going to do this. Remember, when you are rewriting that kind of expression without negative exponents, we are going to switch it up. Because remember, we have a negative 6 right there. So we are going to have to find out what is the numerator of that negative 6. So when you're trying to find the numerator of negative 6, then remember there's always 1. There's always 1 somewhere. So that will be 1 over 6. So, and remember, we are rewriting without using the negative exponent. So now we are taking care of negative 6, because we don't want to see that negative sign right there. So we are taking care of the negative sign. So now that means x raised to the power. So that means that this x raised to the power of negative 6 is equal to 1 over 6. X raised to the power of negative 6 is equal to 1 over 6. And then now this y raised to the power of negative 7 becomes y to the power becomes 1 over y. So now this one becomes 1 over y raised to the power of 7. So now this one becomes 1 over y raised to the power of 7. So that one becomes 1 over y raised to the power of 7. Okay. So now that is how you, and so now eventually that means that if this, so now this one right here is also 1 over x, and remember not to forget your x. Remember not to forget your variable x. So this one is going to be 1 raised to the power of 1 over x raised to the power of 6. So the only thing we are avoiding is the negative sign. So the only thing we are avoiding is the negative sign. So now for the numerator part of this expression is you first reciprocate it. You negative 6 get reciprocated to 1/6, and then now you take care of x. Now that is equals to 1/x raised to the power of 1/x raised to the power of 6. 1/x raised to the power of 6. So we have rewritten it. We have rewritten it without using the negative exponent. We have rewritten it without using the negative exponent. So what about if you have been given, what about if they give us x raised to the power of negative n? What about if they give us x? What about if they give us x raised to the power of negative n? So that will become 1. So that one, so x raised to the power of negative n would become 1/x to the power of n. So that will become 1/x to the power of x, and 1/x to the power of 1/x raised to the power of n. 1/x raised to the power of n. So you can see how we are rewriting these exponents without using the negative exponent. You can see how we are rewriting these expressions without using the negative exponents that is within them, without using the negative exponents that are within them. Right here at Paulstutorialservices.com, please continue to like the tutorial, like the presentation, and share. Like the presentation and share so that others may see what you are benefiting from, so that others may also benefit from what we are learning right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. So let us see if we can do a little more before I introduce something real quick. Let us see if we can do just a little bit more before I introduce something real quick. So now I feel like this blackboard is getting smaller again. Remember, we started with the smaller one, then we upgraded to this one, but I find myself doing more erasing. So maybe, just maybe, need to upgrade again. Just maybe I need to upgrade again. What you think? Please write a comment for me to read later. What do you think about that whiteboard? So now we have that one we already done. But okay, there's a difference. You can also give 1/x. You can also be given 1/x raised to the power of 6, and then divided by 1. Then divided by 1/y raised to the power of 7. Then divided by 1/y raised to the power of 7. In that case, what do we do? In that case, we are going to say that 1/6 multiply. We're going to say that in that case, we are going to say 1/6. This 1/6 now. So now we are going to say 1. Don't forget your x. We are going to say 1 over x raised to the power 1 over x raised to the power of 6, and then we multiply by y. So it's 1 over x raised to the power of 6, and then you multiply by y raised to the power of 7. Then you multiply by y raised to the power of 7. And now when we do that, then what do we have? So therefore when we do that, then we're going to have x. So now when we do that, then there's a little change going on. So now when we do that, then it's going to change to, we're going to have a negative sign right there somewhere. So now when we do that, then look, take note of the change that is about to happen. So we're going to have x raised to the power of negative 6. Now this 6 becomes a negative. Now that 6 becomes a negative because now we are taking care of the division sign. We are taking care of the division sign. So now it becomes x raised to the power of 6 divided by y raised to the power of negative 7. So x raised to the power of negative 6 divided by y raised to the power of negative 7. And then when we do that, then we reciprocate, we reverse it, we reverse the variables. Now when we do that, then we reverse the variables, because we are doing division, So when we reverse the variables, then that means that y, this y right here becomes y raised to the power of 7 over x raised to the power of 6. So now take note of the change of the signs. Take note of the change of the sign and the reverse that has taken place. Take note of the change of the sign and the reversal that has just taken place. So now this right here becomes our answer. That right there becomes our answer right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. So when it comes to division, there's some change, some reversal and change of signs, the change of sign and reversals of the values, the reversal of the values given. So let us work a little more. Before we do something else for Wednesday. So again, here we go. I'm going to erase the board real quick. So here we go. I'm going to erase the board real quick and do another example for you guys. Remember to watch our YouTube channel. This will also be on our YouTube channel where you can do some subscription for you to watch later. You can subscribe for you to always watch later. So now let us simplify with real numbers. We have real numbers that are also mixed with variables. So now we've been given negative 3x raised to the power of 3. So now we've been given negative 3x raised to the power of 3, and then there's a y raised to the power of 5. There's a y raised to the power of 5, and all these are in bracket. And they are asking us to simplify. So this one you're going to need some calculator. Grab your calculator there. If you have a calculator, I know students have calculators. So now you're going to use your calculator. Now, in this case, what you do, you take care of negative 3x raised to the power of 3. You take care of negative 3x raised to the power of 3. But in this case, you deal with the numbers first. So now deal with the numbers first. And which numbers are we dealing with first? We are dealing with negative 3 right here, and we are raising it to the power of 5. We're dealing with that negative 3 right there, and we are raising it to the power of 5. I know if you have your calculator, you should be able to get an answer. If you have your calculator, you should be able to get an answer. That answer should be negative 243. That answer should be negative 243 when you take negative 3 and you raise it to the power of 5, and then you get an answer which is negative 243. Now we are done with the numbers. Now let us deal with the variables. Let us deal with the variables. So we are dealing with the variable x raised to the power of 3. We are dealing with the variable x3, and we are dealing with the this x to the power of 3. We are going to deal with it, and then now we raise it to the power of 5. So now I forgot to put a 5 here, so we are raising it to the power of 5. So remember, this 5 is the 5 that we did. We raised it right here. So we did this. We took this 3 individually, and then we raised it to the power of 5, and that's how we got negative 243. So now let us deal with x. Let us deal with x raised to the power of 3, and then also we raise it again to the power of 5. So x raised to the power of 3. Then now we raise that again to the power of 5. We raise that again to the power of 5. And now when we do that, then we have we're going to write x the way it is, and then we're going to multiply 3 by 5, and then we get x raised to the power of 15. We're going to write x the way it is, and then we multiply 3 by 5 to get x raised to the power of 15. We multiply 3 by 5 to get x raised to the power of 15. And so now we have dealt with x. So now what remains now is y. So now we have y raised to the power of we have y5 raised to the power of 5. So y5. So now we have y5 right here. We do the same thing we did earlier with x raised to the power of 3. And now when we do that, then we have y, and then 5 by 5, 25. 5 by 5, 25. So now we have y is equals to, we have y raised to the power of 5, and multiply by another 5 right there. Then we get y raised to the power of 25. Y raised to the power of 25. So now how do we write our final answer? So now our final answer becomes negative 3x raised to the power of 3 y5, okay. Put all this together in bracket. The power of 5 right there is equals to negative 243, and then we don't forget our variables, so it's equals to negative 243, and then we have x raised to the power of 15, and then y raised to the power of 25. So now that is the answer. So now the answer is negative 243 x raised to the power of 15, and then y raised to the power of 25. So negative 243 x raised to the power of 15, and then y raised to the power of 25 becomes our answer, right here at Paulstutorialservices.com, Paulstutorialservices.com, where we make learning fun and enjoyable. So now, that is how we deal with that's how we simplify given problems like that. That's how we simplify given problems like that. We first deal with the real numbers, and then we deal with the variables later. We first deal with the real numbers, and then we deal with the variables later. And in this case, we had to use our calculator. In this case, we had to use our calculator. Remember, when you use your calculator, you have to use that sign, the exponent sign, not the exponent, but there's the raised power. You have to have a special calculator meant for this calculus kind of problems. You've got to have a special calculator meant for this calculus kind of problems. So this, they're being sold in bookshops, special bookshops. You go to a college bookshop, they'll sell you one. You go to a college bookshop, they'll sell you one. So now let us look at the law of exponent, multiply and simplify. I think we done basically all of that. But let us just do at least two to three more examples so we master it. 2 to 3 more examples so we master it. The other one we were rewriting without using negative exponents. Then we had to also simplify this one. So now let us look at one that involves the laws of exponent. Let us look at one that involves the laws of exponents right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. Please continue sharing, continue giving us your feedback, and God will bless you. Click the follow button if you are new to this page. Please click the follow button so we get to interact more at Paulstutorialservices.com, at Paulstutorialservices.com. So law of exponents, multiply and simplify. So now we have law of exponents. You're gonna know some law. Law of exponents. Multiply. Okay. So the law is to multiply and simplify. Multiply and simplify. The law of exponent. Multiply and simplify. And now in this case, let us see what they're giving us. They're giving us c raised to the power of 11, and then so now they're giving us c raised to the power of 11 multiplied by c raised to the power of 5, I believe. C raised to the power of 11 multiplied by c raised to the power of -5. So c raised to the power of 11 multiplied by c raised to the power of -5. So when you give it like that, you see c is constant because it's appearing more than one time. So c is constant. So we're just going to say c, we're going to use 1c. And then now the exponents, we are just going to subtract it. They made it really easy for us, so we're going to subtract 5 from 11, or we're going to say 11 minus 5, going to give us 6 right here. So now this is the answer. Yes, so now c raised to the power of 6 is the answer. C raised to the power of 6 is the answer. So now that's the law of exponents. Multiply and simplify. Multiply and simplify. So you see we multiplied. C times C is C, okay? And then we simplified that. 11 minus 5 gave us 6. Simple multiplication and simplification. So that was easy. That was easy. That was easy. So let us see how we will do this. Let us see how we would do this. K raised to the power of negative 4. So now they've given us K raised to the power of negative 4. Okay? K raised to the power of negative 4. And then they are telling us to multiply that. Multiply that by K raised to the power of negative 2. Multiply that by K raised to the power of negative 2. So how do we do that? How do we do that? So now to do that, we are going to look at what do we have? What do we have? So that means so that means that's tricky, but not so tricky, because we are going to have K. Obviously there's a K there. It's like 1 times 1 is 1. So we have K times K is K. We have K times K is K. So we are going to have K times K will give us K right here. But then now we have this negative 4 and negative 2. We have this negative 4 and negative 2. So now, first of all, we have K times K is K. Okay, that's how we are going to approach it. We're going to say K times K. We are going to say K times K is K. Okay, K times K is K. Let me write a small k because I'm going to need a space right there. But then we have to deal with the upper line. We have to deal with the upper line. So we are going to say there's 1 over k. So k, so there's 1 over k. There's 1 over k, okay? But then now we have these numbers right here. So remember, negative times a negative, negative plus a negative, or negative times a negative is a positive. So this is negative 4 plus negative 2. This is negative 4 plus negative 2. So now that is, but you know we are multiplying and simplifying. So this is not addition. This is multiplying and simplifying. So now we have k times k is k, and we're going to put 1 over k, and then now we're going to add 4 plus 2. We're going to add 4 plus 2. So now we are going to say it is 1 over k raised to the power of 6. So now we are going to say it is 1 over k raised to the power of 6. And notice the difference now. Notice the difference now. The difference is we've taken care of the negative signs. We've done away with the negative sign, and the way to do with that is to put a fraction there, to put that a fraction there, so that we have 1 over k, and then we deal with the numbers. So we have 1 over k, and then we deal with the numbers. So 1 over k raised to the power of 6. So this right here has taken care of the negatives. That fraction line right there has taken care of the negative signs, has taken care of the negative sign, and therefore now our final answer, our final answer then becomes 1 over sure where the negative sign goes. So the negative sign is going to be, it's like negative 1 over k raised to the power of 6. So now the final answer becomes negative 1. Now the final answer becomes negative 1. So this negative is not fully gone, but it remains. The negative sign remains, but it becomes negative 1 over k raised to the power of 6. Negative 1 over k raised to the power of 6. And the reason why we keep that negative 1 is because I remember I told you earlier that there's always a negative 1 somewhere which we must use to take care of the negative sign. So we had to use that. So we had to use this negative here to take care of that negative there. So you can see now when we make this 1 becomes positive. So now we say 1 times 4. 1 times 4 gives us 4. And then also that very 1 we multiply 1 times 2 give us 2. So now eventually we just add 4 plus 2 give us 6 right there. 4 plus 2 give us 6. And then now that 1 becomes 1 here. That very 1 becomes 1 here. So that's why we have 1 over k raised to the power of 6. That's why we have 1 over k raised to the power of 6 right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. Paulstutorialservices.com. Remember to visit the website. We are still promoting the website. Waiting for your submission forms. Always there. Go scroll all the way down. Paulstutorialservices.com. Scroll all the way down and you'll see the submission form. Scroll all the way down and you will see the submission form. Complete it and then send it. I will get it. Complete it and then send it and I will get it. So now let us evaluate. So now we have done simplification and we've done some multiplication and simplification. Now let us do some evaluation. And then we are going to finish with simplification again, and then that will be it. And we'll do a brief introduction on accounting. We are going to do a brief introduction on accounting right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. Remember, we are introducing new subjects. For life skills purposes. We're introducing new subjects for life skills purposes at Paulstutorialservices.com. Accounting is one of them. Bookkeeping is one of them. Spanish 1, elementary Spanish 1 and 2 are one of them new subjects. So now we've been given 6 raised to the power of negative 9. 6, so we've been told to evaluate. Okay. Evaluate. 6 raised to the power of negative 9 right there. 6 raised to the power of negative 9, and then multiply by 6. Okay, multiply by 6. 6 raised to the power of negative 9 multiplied by 6. So how do we do that? So that would be, to do that, we are going to put 9 in bracket. To do that, we are going to put 9 in bracket. And then we are going to see what we get. So that, so this would be 6, and then we have -9 right here. We put that in bracket, and then we also multiply by 6. We multiply by this 6 right here. And then that 6, we're going to multiply by 1. There's always a 1 right there because it's just, it's hidden, so there's always 1. So it's 6, so 6 is appearing one time, so we multiply it by -1. So 6 is appearing one time, and we multiply it by -1. So when we do that, then we're going to have, this now gives us, so when we do that, then, let me write the whole thing right here. So when we do that, it's equals to 6 raised to power of -9 multiplied by 6 raised to the power of 1. So when we do that, this gives us 6, and then up here we have -9 plus 1. So up there we have -9 plus 1, -9 plus 1. So when we do that, when we do that now, what is our answer? So when we do that, then our answer becomes 6. Answer becomes 6 raised to the power of 8. Is it 8 or -8? So now 6 raised to the power of -8. Now because here -1, -9 plus 1, -9 plus 1 gives us -8. -9 plus 1 gives us -8. And the reason is now is because we are subtracting. Because 9 as a negative, we are going to add 9 here. No, okay. We are not adding, but we are subtracting. We are adding 9. We are subtracting 1. Yes, we are subtracting 1 from. Yeah, we are subtracting 1 from each side. We are subtracting 1 from each side. Okay. We are subtracting. We are subtracting. We are subtracting 1 from each side. Right. So we are subtracting 1 from each side, and then when we do that, you see that this 1 cancels with this 1, and then now this 9 minus 1, this 9 minus 1 is negative. It's -8 right there. So now we have 6 raised to the power of -8. So now we have 6 raised to the power of -8, and then now we are dealing with 6 raised to the power of -8. And now remember your calculator, the one we used earlier. Factor that in, plug it into your calculator. You say 6, and then you plug it into the power of -8. Remember, it's not 6 times -8. No, it is 6 raised to the power of -8. It is 6 raised to the power of -8. If you do that in your calculator, you should able to get the answer that you should be able to get should be 167, 167 and 96, 16, 167, 96, 16. Comment down below there, confirm it for me if you got it right. Comment down below there, confirm it for me if you got it right. So this is what you get when you plug in. You should be able to get 1 over 167, 1916. 1 over 167, 1916. 1 over 167, 96, 16. I hope that's what I've been saying. 1 over 167, 96, 16 is the answer that you should be able to get. So now, let us use this little space right here without erasing the board. And this space we are simplifying. So this one says simplify. The instruction here is to simplify. Simplify. Okay. So now we are simplifying whatever. We are simplifying x raised to the power of 2. We are simplifying x raised to the power of 2. We are simplifying x raised to the power of 2 and divided by x raised to the power of negative 2. So we are simplifying x raised to the power of 2 over x raised to the power of negative 2. So how do we do that? That is, first of all, we are going to write it the way it is for the sake of following the formulas so that you get your points right. So we are going to say x raised to the power of 2. We are going to say x raised to the power of 2 over x raised to the power of negative 2. And then now our next step is x squared over x raised to the power of negative 2. So now our next step is x squared over x raised to the power of negative 2. And this now gives us x. Now give us x because it's like x times x times. Now that gives us x. So now what happens is now we are just multiplying across. So it's x times x gives us x right here. So we have x times x gives us x, and then we have then we multiply 2 by 2 to give us 4. We multiply 2 by 2 to give us 4. So now notice the change now. So now this becomes so when you cross multiply, then we take care of the negative sign. When you cross multiply like that, then the negative sign will have to go. The negative sign will have to go. So it's like this cross here takes care of the negative sign. This cross here takes care of the negative sign. So now what we have left is x raised to the power of 2 times 2, which is 4. X raised to the power of 2 times 2, which gives us 4. So now the final answer is x raised to the power of 4. The final answer is x raised to the power of 4 right here at Paulstutorialservices.com, right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. Thank you if you watch with me until this last point. If you stuck with me until this last point, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please remember to share my tutorials. Remember to share this video with your friends. Click the follow button and register for tuition. Click the follow button and register for tuition. And remember to visit my YouTube page. You visit my YouTube page. Just search for at Paul Yongo 1009. At Paul Yongo 1009. That's my YouTube handle. At Paul Yongo 1009. Subscribe over there. Subscribe over there. You can watch the short videos and the long videos. Subscribe over there. You can watch the short videos and long videos, and give us your feedback. Give us your positive feedback. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Click the like buttons. Click the like button. Click the subscribe button. Click the follow button, and God will bless you. Now, stick around with me if you don't mind. I just do a brief introduction on accounting. Remember, I promised you guys that we are launching new subjects. So brief introduction on accounting. Brief introduction on accounting. So we learn something new. So we learn something new for a change. Something new for a change. And God will bless you, and God will bless you right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. So we're going to call this introduction accounting. Introduction accounting. Accounting right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. Introduction accounting right here at Paulstutorialservices.com. And now we're going to look at what is accounting. We're going to look at what is accounting. So that is a basic skill that we need to know. In case you are starting your small business, you need to know how to do your accounting. And before you know how to do your accounting, you also need to know what is the meaning of accounting. When we talk about accounting, what do you mean? What do we mean when we talk about accounting? What do we mean? So now, today we are just going to make it short and brief, so that it's just an introduction, so that as the days go by, we're going to learn more about accounting. As the days go by, we're going to learn more about accounting. So accounting can be thought of as a simple method of scorekeeping for your business. So it's just a simple method. So remember, I'm simplifying it for you. Okay? So it's just a simple method, okay? It's just a simple method of keeping your scores. Simple method of scorekeeping, okay? It's a simple method of scorekeeping, okay? Accounting is a simple method of scorekeeping, okay? Scorekeeping. And what are we keeping? Scorekeeping for your business. So it's a simple method of scorekeeping for your business. So that is what accounting is. Yeah, that is what accounting is. You make it simple. You get your 1 point and go to the next level, or 2 points, go to the next level. So that's what accounting is. It's a simple method of scorekeeping for your business. Simple method of scorekeeping for your business. So you want to know how much profit did I make today, or you want to know how much capital do I have, and with this capital, what are the costs, of the business, what are the costs of the business, and then within this business, how much profits am I making, how much profits am I making, or you also want to know what are the liabilities, okay, your expenses, things like that. So you keep your scores, So here we also have examples. Wow, this board is like, I need a big one because there's a lot of writing to be done. But you're going to use things like something called T accounts. And what we talk of a T account is just a small structure. It's a structure of a T. It's a drawing in form of a letter T. So it's a drawing in form of a letter T, and that drawing in form of letter T help us to keep what is called T account. So you're going to have something like this, and then I put it's a T. So that way you can have a side for your so you can have assets on the left. You can have assets. Okay, on the left you can have assets, and then on the right you can have liabilities. So on the right. So, or you can change it. It's up to you. You can put liabilities on the left, and then you can put assets on the right. But in this case, our assets are on our left side. So this is a T structure. It's a structure in form of a letter T. So this is what they call T accounts. And now T accounts help you to map out which accounts are debited and which accounts are credited. So now, so this can be. So now, this one, mine is assets, but you can have one that says debits and credits. So now you can have one that says debits. So you can have one that says debits, and the other one can say credit. So now, and it's still a T account. So you can make as many T accounts as you wish, but the main ones are debits. The main one will show debit side, and then the other side will show credit side. And so now they help you map out which accounts are debited and which ones are credited. So you can see how much money is coming in. The money that is coming in, that's credit. And the money that is going out, that is debit. So when you pay for something, that is debit. And when you receive something, when you are paid, that is credit. When you are paid, that is credit. So debits and credits created in various types of transactions. So you make always balance each other. So now, and accounting is also, you can also do your own personal accounting. Like if you have your checkbook, you can write your transactions using your checkbook, so you can know how much money you have credited into your account today or this week, and then how much money has been going out. So you put your transactions. You can use a T account like this one, T account, to help you map out various types of transactions, which make you always to balance. So now you see, with this kind of T accounts, they help balance. They balance themselves. They help you. They balance each other. So that way you know if money is going out, you know how it went out and for what purpose, how it went out and for what purpose. So now the example is recording check. So you can record a check, you can record a receipt, you can record an invoice. So you, a check, invoice, sales receipt, credit card transactions, estimate and sales order transactions. Okay, this it is not difficult, and your accounting software can handle that. So there's something called accounting software. So if you have a computer, you can use a software called an accounting software. So if you have a computer, you can use an accounting software to handle that much of behind the scenes detail. So this would be behind the scenes detail. So you are an accountant somewhere, you use software accounting, you can use an accounting software to balance all these things. So our introduction is short today, but I believe you learned something. Our introduction is short today. I believe you learned something, and I've made it as simple as possible. And you remember I said that accounting can be thought as a simple method of scorekeeping for your business. Accounting can be thought as a simple method of scorekeeping for your business. So that is an accounting. That is what accounting means, a simple method of scorekeeping for your business. And then we use structures like T accounts. We use structures like T accounts, and then now T accounts can be used for debiting and can be used for debiting and for crediting. So you can see one side can be used for debit, where you write transactions that has happened, and for credits that you also write transactions that has happened. And then you can use it also for recording check. You can record the check. You can record a check number that has gone out, or a check number that you have written. You can record it under your T accounts. You can record it under your T accounts. All this can be done behind the scenes. All this can be done behind the scene, and you can record all kind of sales order, transaction estimates, sales orders, and transactions estimate. So that is introduction to accounting. New subject, yay! Life skills subject, yay! For Wednesday evening. I hope you enjoyed this introduction to accounting. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Remember, we're keeping our brain sharp. We're learning mathematics, and we are learning accounting, and we're learning languages such as Spanish 101 and 2, and others. So remember, Science Odyssey is also one of our subjects. So we are going to revisit science soon as we carry on. So thank you for watching. Continue sharing, continue following my page, and God will bless you. So thank you for watching. Please help us share. Bye bye.